Welcome, Mayan. Welcome to the continuation of our discussion of mythical and mystical Talmudic teachings. This is episode number 3. We are at the very bottom of Brachot, page 2a, and we're continuing the discussion on when is the right time to read the nighttime Shema. The Talmud has said that the correct time for that would be when the stars come out, and our source for that is a verse in the Torah that describes the procedure in becoming purified. And the Mishnah has said that the right time to read the nighttime Shema is when the priests, when the Kohanim come out to eat their teruma, to eat the sacred foods, in the sense that if a priest had become ritually impure, had to go through the purification ritual, he would have to wait until the end of the day in which he engaged in the purification ritual, and then after that he could resume his sacred activities. And the verse that is used as a source for this is a verse that has its source that is in Leviticus 22, 6 and 7. Uva hashemesh v'toher, and the sun shall set and be purified. So the rabbis interpret this text, Uva hashemesh v'toher, and the sun sets and it be purified, to mean that the day comes to a complete end. The Talmud at the very bottom of page 2a asks the question, why do you say that the sun sets and it be purified means the sun sets and the day comes to a complete end? Perhaps the more straightforward reading, which I always thought it meant when I read this scripture, this text, this pasuk, Uva hashemesh v'taher, and the sun sets, and then the person will be clean. Umimai dahayu uva hashemesh bi hashemesh. Where do you know that the phrase "and the sun sets" means the setting of the sun? V'hai v'taher, and it be purified, means that the day is ended. The day is pure. That is, the day comes to a complete end. Dilma, going now on to page 2b. Perhaps the expression "and the sun sets and it is purified," bias orohu, this uva hashemesh means the setting of the sun, v'taher tahar gavra, and it be purified means and the person can then be pure. And the Talmud continues to bring various proofs to our traditional reading of this text, which is uva hashemesh v'taher, the sun sets and the day comes to a complete end. That is, the day itself is cleansed. The sun sets. Sunset, v'taher, the stars come out. And thus, the correct time for reading of the Shema is when the stars come out. It's a very powerful, deep, mystical, spiritual teaching in this idea that v'taher, and it be purified, refers to the purified day. Think about it. When a person engages in something that makes them impure, ritually impure, there's a certain loss. There's a loss of innocence. There's a loss of opportunities to do good. The person was restricted from being able to engage in sacred acts for all that time, for that whole day that was defiled by their actions. And so in a sense, there's something missing in that day. So when we think of purification, our instinct is to say, well, the past is the past, and now you are purified. The Talmud comes to teach us something very deep. The past is the past, but the day in which you engaged in the purification ritual, that day itself becomes purified. Which is to say, When when I engage in a purification ritual, what I'm doing is I'm exerting myself to become closer to God. What made me do that? What motivated me to exert myself to bring myself closer to God? It was the sin itself. If you think about it, a person who never had to engage in a purification ritual is in a sense less spiritually, religiously engaged. The person who always maintains a status of purity and never falls, never becomes defiled, never feels that they're missing a day in their life. There's a certain calm and neutral nature to that. But a person who recognizes that they failed, that they've fallen, they feel that they left, that the day got away from them. And then they have to exercise passion. They have to go out of their way. They have to search for God because they feel they have lost Him. That is, in a sense, a gift of sin. And so if a person engages in the purification ritual, Uva Hashemesh, and the sun sets, and they find themselves in darkness, but if they had engaged in the purification ritual, if that sunset is in the context of a person exerting passion, trying to come closer to God, then v'taher, the lost day itself, becomes purified. And this is expressed beautifully in the Talmud itself, with the words of Kiduka Amri Inshi, Amar Rabba Barav Shila. If so, Lemakra v'yitar, and the person be purified. My v'taher, what is the meaning of it is purified? Tahar Yoma, it means that the day is purified. Kida Amri Inchi, as the common expression, as people say, Irav Shimsha v'itke Yoma. The sun has set and the day is purified. The day is cleansed. And so it is possible to get back a lost day, because the lost day itself is a gift that keeps on giving as long as we remain reflective, introspective, and leverage that into a purification ritual. See you next time.